Hi everybody, it's Jeff Holiday, and I would like to introduce you to someone. This is my son. His name is Winter. I would never do anything in the world to hurt my son, and that's why I wanted to show him to you, because this video is on circumcision. Circumcisions. It's estimated that 1 in every 3 males on the face of the planet has been circumcised. This process by which a very sharp scalpel is taken to an infant boy's penis and the foreskin is removed has been practiced for thousands upon thousands of years. It has shown up in almost every single pre-formative society in history. But why do people circumcise young children? What's the purpose? What's the point? If this is something that is done so frequently and so commonly, if it's done with little to no thought because it's such an accepted thing, well then obviously there has to be a whole lot of science behind it, otherwise people wouldn't keep doing it, right? Historically speaking, circumcision has been usually a dedication of flesh to a certain god or deity. It could also be a test of manhood, a coming of age that makes a boy turn into a man. Ancient Egyptians, who wanted themselves to be as close to godhood as they could, were so obsessed with purity that they embraced circumcision as a means to be clean. In fact, probably one of the biggest anti-circumcision cultures in the world were the ancient Greeks. They thought the practice was just barbaric, and they didn't embrace it. But more contemporarily, circumcision was notably done by Jewish people because it was a sign of covenant with their God. It was part of being the chosen people and part of being a Jew. So this whole thing comes about because of spiritual reasons, maybe some cultural reasons. There's even a few cultures that would circumcise just so they could identify someone as a slave. If you had a cut penis, then you were a slave. But so if this is how it was evolved throughout the years and centuries and millennia, then why do we do it today? Well, there's a couple of misconceptions that are usually tossed around about circumcision. The biggest ones are about disease, specifically HIV. And a lot of the hype for circumcisions, especially when it comes to HIV, is because of a study that was done, a borderline unethical study, I might add, in Africa, where a group of researchers decided that they would go and circumcise a group of men, and then they would watch another group of men who were uncircumcised and them over 2 years to see who caught HIV. And as the study showed, there was actually a decreased rate of HIV infections in the men who were circumcised. But there are a few problems with this. Number one, because of ethics reasons, among others, this is never replicated. So there's no actual way to verify this. And it happened a while ago, a long time ago. We haven't gone over there and used, black Africans as test subjects since then, and nor do I think we should. But more importantly, and this is the one that really gets to me, is that when they looked at the data set on an individual basis for each person, your circumcision only protected you within a couple of percentage points. So why did it help at all? Well, one theory is that they actually gave no room for healing time in the study. So what that means is, snip, snip, study starts. I don't know about you, but if I'm a grown man and I have the tip of my dick sliced off, I'm probably not going to want to have sex for a while. As well, depending on different other types of sexually transmitted infections, there have been shown increases, decreases, this, that, and the other thing of completely inconsequential data. In fact, it shows basically that there is no correlation between STDs and circumcision whatsoever. And then you get urinary tract infections. And urinary tract infections has been shown that you can get a little bit more protection from a urinary tract infection if you are circumcised, but only for the first couple of years that you're alive, because that's the time that most male boys actually will have a urinary tract infection. But out of all the boys that are actually born, only 1 in 100 has a chance of even having a urinary tract infection. And if he has a urinary tract infection, it's treatable with antibiotics. I tend to think it would be nicer if you gave somebody antibiotics rather than mutilate their genitals. And this is what it really comes down to. Circumcision is a mutilation. It is a forcible removal of something that is supposed to be there. It's a biological component of the penis. It's not supposed to fucking come off! I know, I need to calm down. But this has to be a big deal, because 1 in 3 boys are actually being mutilated. They're being mutilated. I was mutilated as a baby, and it wasn't my choice, and I didn't get any say in the matter. And nothing that I feel about now can change what was done to me. So why was it done to me? Was it done because somebody wanted to protect me from STDs? Well, I'm sorry, but I think that the money that could have been spent on doing surgery on me could have maybe spent better on increasing, I don't know, safe sex education. Maybe. Was it done because of spiritual purposes? Well, that's great for my parents, but for me, does that mean that I intrinsically am always going to feel the same spirituality that my parents do? No, in fact, I don't. So why was it done? And why are so many babies circumcised? And outside of religious doctrine, because that's fine. I can't argue with religious doctrine. It's going to be what it's going to be. For right or for wrong, whatever. It's going to happen. But outside of religion, why? Fashion. That's the only reason why. It's fashion. It's fashionable. It's fashionable. Oh, a penis is so much prettier after it's been mutilated. It's estimated that 40% of all the nerve endings for pleasure in the human penis are located in the foreskin. 40%. That means over a third of my ability to feel pleasure in intercourse with the woman that I love is removed from me. Why? And this all comes down to the basic thesis of my argument. This is why I have such a big problem with this. At the end of the day, when you put away your religious dogma, and you put away your bullshit excuses for a medical industry which there is no correlative data whatsoever, and you just simply embrace the fact that you're cutting your baby's penis for fashion, you have then forcibly done a physical, sexual harm to a non-consenting human being. What does that sound like? What does that sound like to you? Am I exaggerating in this? Am I? Because as far as I'm aware, a baby can't say, no, I don't want to be circumcised. They can't have the cognitive abilities to make the decision whether or not they want to be circumcised. So who gets to make that decision? The parents. And as I leave you, I'd like to ask you one basic question. Does this sound like consent? Hello, my name is Jeff Holiday, and I make videos on science, skepticism, and reason. If you would like to see more videos like the one you just watched, please click the subscribe button down below. Rate me if you liked it, leave a comment if you want, do my best to get back to you. Have a great day!